TopMedTalk.
Welcome to TopMedTalk. We are here in Washington, D.C. for the American Society for Enhanced Recovery annual meeting. I'm Desiree Chappell, your host and managing editor of TopMedTalk, and we're joined by Monty Mythen, who is our editor-in-chief.
Hey, Desiree, how you doing?
I'm great, Monty. How are you?
I'm good.
Are you hanging in there?
I am. I'm feeling a little bit of the jet lag at the moment, I must admit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it happens.
It does
because you
happen.
flew straight in, right?
Yeah, I think we got in late enough last night to be waking up, was the problem.
Yeah. It's usually the way it goes for you guys.
Did you get that as well, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, well, so we're joined by our very special friend of TopMedTalk, Mike Grocott. How are you, Mike?
I'm very good, thank you.
Are you jet lagging too?
A little bit, but I got up early and went for a run and feel better because of it.
I was up at 3.
Yeah.
What time
Do
did
an
you-
email.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, Mike, thanks for sitting down with us. I know we pulled you away from something. What were you doing?
So we are just setting up for the CPET, the cardiopulmonary exercise testing workshop here at ASER 2019.
Nice. You guys get to do another one of those, huh?
They seem to be increasingly popular.
That's good news.
John Whittle
I was
from
going to say
Duke,
John Whittle, right?
who's very much a leader in this field over here, is saying he's getting a lot more interest kind of month by month at the moment, having done presentations at some of the EBPOM meetings and now ASER.
Yeah, awesome. We were just with him last month. He was there with us for the EBPOM meeting. He said it was really, really a lot of great interest from that.
And any sense from him why the changes happened?
I just think it's
Exposure.
exposure. Yeah, exactly. That now it's there on the stage. People are hearing a little bit more. Maybe the Met study, but I'm not sure.
Did Met's help, or it's an opportunity to show evidence that it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's cool. Well, so what are you all planning for today? What does that kind of look like, the workshop?
So we have a demonstration of an exercise test.
Is John getting on the bike?
He is not.
Oh.
He's a little bit tired.
Are you
New
getting
baby,
on
not
the
a lot
bike?
of sleep, you know.
Okay.
And I'm not getting on the bike because I went for a run. I can't do more than one lot of exercise in one day. But Joe, who came on a run with me, seems capable of doing more than one lot of exercise in a day, so he's going to do it.
Okay.
To exhaustion? To VO2 max?
Yep.
Right.
I need to get on that thing. I'm kind of a little scared, but...
Yeah, so an
Probably good for
incremental
me.
test to exhaustion. So starting off unloaded cycling and then gently increasing until you can't do it anymore.
Well, good. So everybody's making the right noises over here in the U.S. Do you think that it's going to start to...
I think it's going to start. Based on experience elsewhere, it's going to be a long journey. I mean, the uptake from the very first centres that started testing in the UK, say Torbay and York and UCLH, was pretty much the turn of the millennium, or maybe a little bit afterwards. And it took probably a decade until it became an embedded, commonly embedded method of pre-assessment, and we're still on the growth curve. So we're probably up to about 2/3 of centres in the UK now are using cardiopulmonary exercise testing as part of their preoperative evaluation.
So there's a big meeting that's coming up, right?
In London.
In London,
we have
right?
some flyers on the desk. We have a flyer here that says the annual London Perioperative Medicine Congress in association with the Prehabilitation World Congress and Poets Annual Congress. British Museum, London, 1st to the 4th of July.
There you go. You heard it not here first, maybe, but...
So you did hear it here first, because I took a microphone to the second World Prehab Congress.
You did.
And we announced it at that point that it was coming to London this year.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
the first Congress was held in Montreal, chaired by Franco Carli, legend of Prehabilitation. And then the second meeting went to Holland. And the third one is going to be in London this summer. And we're very excited. I think we're going to have a full auditorium at the British Museum. A lot of abstracts been submitted. So if people are interested, they probably better think about booking now, because we're getting short on places.
Yeah, those poets courses are always full, aren't they?
And the poets are always fully subscribed.
Yeah.
We have 3 this year. Denny Levitt, who runs the courses, they put in an extra course for the Prehab meeting, because there was quite a lot of interest from people coming to the Prehab meeting about what exactly was involved in cardiopulmonary exercise testing. There's a cultural divide, if you like. The Canadian flavour of Prehab has traditionally revolved around 6-minute walk tests, and the UK version has traditionally revolved around CPET. So at the moment, we're all learning from each other about how to do the alternative approach.
So is there a big debate during that? Have you set that up during the meeting?
I thought Met showed the 6-minute walk test. It was pretty useless.
So that's not yet published.
Okay. Well, the presentation from the primary author presented data that I think I photographed and tweeted.
You did.
You did.
but it's not out in the journals yet.
Sorry, journals. Do you think that when it does come out, it might perhaps say the same
I think
thing?
maybe that's quite likely.
Okay, gotcha. When will it be out, do you know?
I don't. I think it's coming soon, but I don't know a date.
I mean, the paper that did come out was the one that said the 6-minute walk test was predictive of disability-free 1-year survival. Was that right? Or
the Australian
group. Yeah. But no more predictive than some of the other simple tests.
Correct. Yeah.
But the real question we had is it different to the prediction of major complications done by objective exercise testing? And from what I saw presented, I thought it was an open meeting. So I mean, it was out there. It was at the SPACI meeting in Orlando. Was that it was not very good at predicting major complications.
That's a 6-minute walk test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why do people want to learn it then? What's the point?
Well, number one, that information is not in the public domain. You are privileged in your...
It is now.
It is. And it's just, to be honest, I think it's at the moment it's more those who have not been used to cardiopulmonary exercise testing are keen to get a handle on it, because it's some of the protocols now are very much based on that. But certainly the current studies being run out of Canada are still 6-minute walk test based.
Yeah.
And probably both approaches in terms of setting up a prehabilitation program.
Yeah.
But both approaches are an effective catalyst for getting people exercising more. Whether there's a nuance of one over the other in terms of effectiveness is uncertain.
I mean, we talked about this before, but the assumption is sort of the 6-minute walk test is somehow free. That it has no real estate requirement, it has no manpower requirement, it has no equipment requirement, which is none of that's true. And the real estate requirement is not insignificant. If you, in our central London hospital, which has a tiny footprint, freeing up a corridor or whatever it is to do the 6-minute walk test is a non-starter. There was nowhere to do it. And
you need a person, and the person has to be pretty well trained. So it probably has lower resource implications than doing a full cardiopulmonary exercise test, but equally the outputs are much less refined, so you get a lot less information from that test.
Because you don't get your stress ECG at the same time.
Don't get your stress ECG, some of the ventilation tests. Exactly.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So what are some of the other highlights that you're excited about for the Prehab meeting coming up this summer?
So we have the launch of a big initiative we've had in the UK, which was a joint project between Macmillan, who's one of our big cancer charities, and the Royal College of Anaesthetists, and the NIHR, which is our National Health Research Funder, have been running a principles and guidelines on prehabilitation for people living with cancer, so much broader than the surgical context, so also encompassing chemotherapy and radiotherapy and increasingly some of the novel biological therapies. And that document, which has been in preparation through a number of different expert groups over the last year, will be launched on the evening of the first day of the Prehab Congress. So that's something we're very excited about.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. And some of the other speakers, you guys going to be talking a lot more about the METS trial. I know we've talked a lot about that on...
So we have Daminda Wijasundara coming over from Canada, Franco Carli, and Daniel Santamina, other speakers from Canada. We've got some representatives from the Barcelona group who have published the only study so far that's really got solid clinical outcomes attached to it.
For which, Mike?
For the Barcelona group, so the
solid clinical outcomes for prehabilitation.
Prehabilitation in intra-abdominal surgery and a reduction in complications, which is very enticing.
Yeah. That's published, is it?
That's published a couple of years ago now in Annals of Surgery.
Right.
They did a 6-minute walk test based approach, and it was both a physical exercise and psychological
support. They're using the 6-minute walk test as a determination of baseline and then improvement over time? Or?
Not entirely clear. It was physio led, so they had both a background encouragement for activity along with an exercise intervention.
Mike, before we take off, I did want to ask you about the Royal College of Anaesthetists, the Anesthesia 2019 meeting that's coming up.
Yep.
That is in just less than a month, right?
It is.
Is it a month?
20th to 22nd of May.
Yeah.
And guess who's going to be there?
Guess who?
Who's going to be there? I don't know. Tell me.
TopMedTalk.
Fantastic. And of course, the exciting thing there is the launch of the Centre for Perioperative Care. So, led by the Royal College of Anaesthetists, but very much engaging with our colleagues in surgery, medicine, general practice, so family medicine, the Royal College of Nursing, and patient groups to have a true multidisciplinary, multi-specialty centre at a national level.
And will you all have appointed a director by then?
We will. The name of he or she will be announced at that meeting.
Oh, that's cool.
But that appointment's made soon or right on the cusp of it?
Next Friday.
Oh, excellent.
It's not going to be me.
It's not going to be me either then. Failure to submit an application.
It happens. That would be kind of a dream job, though.
And we have a
Pretty
deputy
cool.
director role coming up once we've appointed the
so it's
clinical
not too
director.
late.
There you go.
Commute's a bit ugly.
A little bit. I think we'd be okay with coming over. The state of our politics are not much better than yours, but
Couldn't possibly comment.
just kidding. Well, that's cool. So, what else? What are you guys looking forward to for that meeting? So
launch event, great lineup of speakers. Number of familiar faces over here, probably less well known in the UK. So we've got Paul Wishmeyer coming over. We've got some interesting chat around the opioid epidemic in the context of the UK. And a whole variety of other speakers over 3 days. Biggest meeting we've ever had, so pushing over 400 folk in a venue just by St Paul's in London.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that'll be a great 3 days.
And you guys are sold out on that, aren't you?
We're sold out.
Fantastic. It's going to be a great meeting. We were there last year and just really thoroughly enjoyed.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you also join us next year. So the 2020 meeting is going to be in Manchester, and the venue and arrangements will be unveiled at the 2019 meeting.
Interesting. Unveiled.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
The venue's quite appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up there in Manchester?
Football
that's cool.
stadiums.
For example.
Interesting. That football isn't. Is that where you kick the ball or throw the ball?
There's a clue in the name.
Well, that doesn't help because they call football over here something where they throw the ball.
They throw the ball.
Yeah, but we call football something that you use the foot.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you use the foot in your football too, don't you?
A couple times here and there during the course of a long game. But anyway, well, that sounds great. Fantastic. Well, hopefully we'll see you there, Mike.
Yeah, look forward to catching up in London.
I've got to go into a session in a second and listen to Tony Senegal talking about AKI.
Yes, we do. We need to catch up on some of those. So it's going to be great.
Good to talk to you, Mike.
Yeah.
Thanks
as
for having
always. Thanks so much for listening. TopMedTalk.
TopMedTalk.
Nick Majerison here. Thank you for listening to TopMedTalk. Now, make sure you've subscribed to TopMedTalk on your podcatcher or however it is that you're listening to us at the moment. And you're spoilt for choice. We're on pretty much every single podcast platform you could think of. So make sure you've subscribed. Make sure you've engaged with us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. And make sure you've signed up for our email updates on topmedtalk.com. If you get yourself there, you'll find a website that contains all of the podcasts that we've ever done. And it gives you the chance to sign up for our email updates. That way we can always get in touch with you and tell you what we're up to. Oh, and while you're online, check out ebpom.org/meetings. While you're there, get excited about EBPOM London 2019, the London Perioperative Medicine Congress. It's on July the 2nd, and it's one of many meetings that EBPOM organises around the world in order to communicate the perioperative medicine message. Have a look, ebpom.org/meetings.